So we're still trying to build our hybrid Wolfie and Fedora distro with the SSI service built in. And we're also going to put the Curie stuff in there because that sounds interesting. So there's links to that in the logs. Okay, let's give this a go. And I think we're going to be able to remove the Pixie stuff from this. I think we're going to be able to boot directly into the EFI. And then just set the init script to be a little thing that'll mount the proc and stuff instead of doing the RCH root. Just go in, install the bootloader, and then run QEMU with no reboot. Also with the kernel with the EFI to the Linux kernel, which we'll copy out here. We need to copy that out. So that's what we're doing here. Sudo copy. Copy out. And we're in the DigitalOcean VM again. Okay, I spun back up and I posted the spin up. So, so copy out kernel for use for first time bootloader. Right, so this will be our, we can take this and this will be our image now, right? Now we can just spin VM images off Docker files. I've been wanting to do this for years, but I never have time. So now I'm finally, I don't know. I'm sick of it. We need it. Okay. So it's silly that we don't have this. So, so copy out kernel for use. And maybe somebody else has this, but I don't know about it. But I want it to very specifically to be 2 scripts, right? 1 Docker file, basically 3 scripts, 1 build, right? But that's the pipeline. And then the Docker file, which defines the OS, and then the boot with the VM, right? And ideally, we can just get rid of this freaking bootloader installation problem eventually. But a single pass bootloader installation, I think, is an acceptable one. Now, this does require a VM, right? Because we need the loopback to mount on, which is a restriction for this creation process. But you could potentially use user space Linux. I'm not sure, but I think that might be an option. If you had to run it within a container or something, you didn't have access to any sort of virtualization. But I'm not sure. So eventually we'll get there. Okay, because we need it to run in any environment. Okay, so yeah, and I just added another partition. So this is the main thing that we saw the difference between this and last is now the Fedora partition is basically a 5 gigabyte root, and then we have a 15 gigabyte root, and I updated it from 20 to 30. So we have 10 gigabytes of swap, or we have our 500 and or we have our 160 megabyte FAT32. It's GPT. It's FAT32 160 megabytes for the EFI boot partition, and then it's 10 gigabytes of swap. It's 5 gigabytes for the Fedora root, right? Because that's basically just our systemd. And then it's the rest is Wolfie, right? For 15 gigabytes. And that's the final line. So that's partition 4. So then, and so what we did is we had Wolfie as the root and then Fedora as the as a ch root, but then we flipped it around, and you'll see the Docker files flip now. So, but that was so we still haven't booted into it yet, because we're trying to put Wolfie within the Wolfie root, because previously we didn't have a separate bind mount. Okay, and then it just worked out easier, but now we're trying to do it from we're trying to copy it. So we're running into some issues with move command, and then okay, so I'll call with .efi, and or let's see, we'll just say what's the other one? What did I just say? New reboot. Okay. And then I don't know what we could do. We'll just success before publish. That might be a good idea. Okay. Cool. Okay. So then we'll have a VM. All right. Wait, what's that? P1 boot P2. And we're in now. I'm in Windows terminal instead of I just thought I'd give it a try. Okay. All right. Okay. Run it. Okay. Yeah, well, that's basically the same thing. It's just it's a copy over because we're copying from the local with an SCP and this is that DigitalOcean. This is span. Okay, what is it? Okay, so it's creating the image. It's copying off the so it started the Docker because I can't figure out how to just export a Docker container from where it is. I know there's a way, and I know I should, but I don't know what it is. So I just start the container and I copy it out, right? So and now it's unhappy with us. So why are you not happy with us? So then we copied out, and then I wanted to copy because with the bind mounts. So you can't just copy right into the bind mount, but then why are you trying to RMRF right there? Why did you RMRF immediately? Okay, that is at the wrong level, isn't it? Yeah, that should be in the outer loop. That would be a problem, yeah. Okay. Also, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you RMRF that? Oh no, that's staging. Okay, yeah, do that at the end. Okay. Yeah, do that at the end, please. All right, that's my bad. Okay, let's try that again. Or let's okay. So we remove the image, we recopy over the script, and we run the script again. Again, the problem was here. This, right, should have been that. So now we're happy. Okay. Let me just check out that script one more time. So no, you're not happy. Okay, I was like, okay. Done. Yeah, this is where I was like, okay. Okay. Do, what was it before? So it's do, I can never remember where does that thing go. I just sit here and I just mess with the semicolon after the do and the done until it works. I can never remember it every single time. Okay, yeah, this is my problem. Come on. Is it done? Do I need another one after done? But you get the gist of it. I just wanted to update. I didn't want to not make a video in so long, so I just wanted